All right, you're listening to MWM podcast. I'm Maddie Dawson. This is Medley with Maddie YouTube Television. So this is Wednesday, and we'll talk about a movie that I watched last week in Netflix. So the movie name is The Ruins, released in 2008. The IMDb rating is 5.9, and it's available on Netflix. So it's about 1 hour 30 minutes. So I was playing this game, Dark Pictures Anthology, the recent one, House of Ashes, and it is based on this Akkadian ruins. So I wanted to watch a similar movie where it is based on ancient mythology, and I ran across. I mean, I was like browsing through Netflix, and I came across this movie called The Ruins, and it was just in the slot within 2 hours, and then kind of thriller. So I decided to watch, even though the rating was low, and it was in fact really interesting in the beginning, but then as it eventually progressed, I think it was a big letdown. But it is a very interesting movie, although to the concept, as well as the way they have shot it. Yeah, so it is about two American couples who are on the vacation. So they are in Mexico, and it's near this Mayan mythology, I mean, Mayan civilization ruins. So they just meet someone in the hotel they are staying, Matthias, who's like a German tourist, and he's come looking for his brother, who's an archaeologist. And he happens to be in this uncharted or not marked, it's not officially a site. So his brother has gone to that Mayan temple, which is not yet listed or discovered. And then, like, Matthias came looking for him. And then he meets this two American couples. So there are like two guys and girls, boyfriends and girlfriends, and then this Matthias. So these are the main characters of the movie, and they decide, the American couple decide, we've come for vacation, instead of sitting inside a hotel, why not go to this Mayan temple, which is like a trek for us. So they decide to go the next day, and so along with Matthias, all these American couple, the both American couples go to the ancient temple, and they eventually find it out. So it's not a big deal. So it happens really quick. So it's like immediately we see all these events that I told. So once they reach the site, this native people, the people who are staying there inside the forest, so they happen to be very angry, and then they are not allowing them outside. So they are just in the entrance of the temple, and they are about to check out. So Matthias is shouting for his brother, and they are about to climb. It's like a pyramid, right? So if you have seen Mayans structures, so it's almost like Egyptian pyramids, but then they'll have this climb, like stairs. I mean, no stairs, stone stairs. Yeah. So it's like in the middle, right in the middle of the pyramid, you will have this way to climb the pyramid. So that's how it is, and they are about to check it out, but then this native people come and then ask them to not come outside of the temple. So they are like pushing them inside, I don't know. So both of them do not know each other's language. So the American couple and Matthias happen to speak, what do you say, not very fluently, but some Spanish. But then, even then, still they are not able to communicate with the native. And the native is, they come in very large numbers, and they settle down there, and they make sure that nobody gets out. So it's something mysterious right away. It starts this way, and I was like intrigued until this point. So I was like, okay, let them climb up. So they cannot get out of the temple right now. So they're climbing up, and then they're checking out. So there is a hole on top of the pyramid, and then there is already like signs of his brother who has established a camp there. So there is a tent, and then there is this rope through which one can get inside the pyramid. So they are like, first do not know what to do. So it becomes evening and night, and then they decide to go inside and check it out. So Matthias happens to volunteer, and when he's trying to, so they pull the rope. So through rope, Matthias is being bringing down, and then others are like helping him. But then it's at a point the rope is too, what do you say, it's not in the best condition, and it happens to be it happens to break off. So Matthias falls down and he breaks his back and he's lying motionless there, but he's still breathing. So then that couple of, I mean, the boyfriend decided to send the girlfriend, because to pull the rope and push the rope, they need strength, right? So they decided to send the girls inside and then check Matthias. So this is how it starts. So slowly they try to understand what's happening, why the natives are not allowing them outside the temple, and what happens inside this pyramid, and where are the, like, where is the crew that came for this expedition, where is Matthias' brother. And then this like weird mobile ringing sound now and then. So, and Matthias is kind of, it is my brother's cell phone that's inside, so maybe he's inside. So it gives motives for them to go inside, but things happen. I don't want to spoil anything right now. So things happen in a very uncanny way, and there is something in the temple which is what the natives are afraid, and whoever touches it or gets near the temple, they never allow them back. So that's something they make sure. So they sit, the natives kind of camp outside the temple, and they make sure that these five people who have entered the temple, they never come out, or like come into the forest again. So what happens in the end is like how they survive, and who all gets to die, and if they are able to make it back. So even if they are coming out of temple, the natives will kill them actually. So they have arrows and guns, so literally they'll shoot them, and then aim the arrows and like shoot them. So it's gonna be like, if the pyramid is the dangerous place, then if even if they try to come out of it, there's gonna be danger from the native people as well. So how they're gonna survive, and then figure out what's happening, why are the natives afraid of the temple, and what's there in this pyramid temple. And so this is what happens for the rest of the movie, but then it is not told or narrated in a very interesting way. So I think the first 45 minutes is very intriguing, and it's kind of mysterious. So we are just in the hook, like, what's happening, why is it that natives are not allowing them to go out, like, and we are not able to understand the natives language as well. So at least for Spanish and English we have subtitles, but then what the natives speak, there is no any subtext. So it's difficult to understand what he's saying. So we are also in the mysterious area. So, and the way the next 45 minutes, I was saying, we happen to know what's the mystery and suspense. So the mystery and suspense is broken after 45 minutes, and after that it's not so interesting. It's just a matter of who's gonna die, and how they're gonna survive. And that's where it gets mediocre, and boredom kicks in. So you start take your mobile and like check other stuff. But then the concept is really good. An American couple of American couples were visiting Mexican for a vacation, and then they happen to visit this undiscovered mythological Mayan temple, and what's there in that danger. So it's actually based on a novel. So the novel came first, and then they try to adapt it. Maybe in the novel it's more interesting, the story could be more interesting, and it's like absolutely a roller coaster ride till the end. But in movie, they have let down. The first 45 minutes is so good, and it's very mysterious, suspenseful, but the next 15 minute, it's kind of a big letdown. I mean, it has the potential to be a great movie, but I do not know. So maybe the writing, or they could have delayed the suspense towards the end, what's happening. So instead of revealing it in the midway, they could have delayed the suspense. And also it's like the enemy is more powerful than the survivors. So that's the big thing. So the enemy is more powerful than the survivors. That's where you actually figure out by 1 hour that okay, they are not going to survive, and it's difficult to even get away. So there's too many obstacles for them. So it's kind of it's, what's going to happen towards the end. So that's why I think it failed in the last 45 minutes or like half an hour. And but then it's a very good what do you say experience to watch it for the first time. I think you can watch it alone or with your friends. You will find it really interesting, even though it's kind of dragging towards the end. And it's for those who love thrillers, and then mythology, especially Egyptian and then Mexican, ancient Mayans. So this is a very good what do you say, movie. And I happened to Google, movies based on Mayans and this South American mythology, and I found a couple of more movies from 1960s and 1950s, and I'm like more interested to watch them. So yeah, it's a very I would say the genre is kind of horror. I would say horror, but then it is adventure. So it happens to be an adventure, especially the first 45 minutes. I was saying, like, people they just pack their bags and then try to go to this Mayan temple, and it's kind of interesting. It's like a trek, and they feel that it's kind of, it doesn't feel right, but still they just want to, instead of sitting in the hotel, they just want to go out one day and come back. And yeah, that's where you also feel there is a sense of danger about to occur. And then when it occurs, we are like, okay, what's, there's more suspense, but then the suspense is revealed quicker than we could have expected. So that's the biggest letdown. And I loved the cinematography, and actually visual effects was playing a crucial element, and it was really convincing. It was not weird. VFX and graphics were really good, and the big letdown is just the writing or the story in the second half. So that's what I feel. It's like a summer blockbuster, like, what do you say, 1.5 hours. You can, if you want to catch a quick movie, just 1 hour 30 minutes, you can finish a movie, and then you get that good feeling that you watched a good movie. It's not a great movie, but then it's a good movie. And yeah, yeah, I love this movie. It's available on Netflix, and you should check it out. It's a very interesting and adventurous movie, and it has this all mixed genre, like horror, thriller, suspense, adventure, and then a lot of characters. So every character has its unique, what do you say, nature, but then the story is kind of drag. So that's where even the characters couldn't help, and performances were really good. So it's like you see yourself in the characters, like if you are in that situation, what would you do? So that's what you see in the acting performance as well. Yeah, so yeah, do check it out. The Ruins, 2008 natural horror film by Carter Smith, and it's actually based on a novel, the same novel, The Ruins by Scott Smith. So I'm like planning to read this book now, because I think I have not seen everything in the movie. So I would like to go and read the novel and get to know everything about this world. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this listening to this podcast episode, and I'll come up with more movies, and it's gonna be fun. Catch you on another episode. Until then, you're listening to MWM Podcast Movies. This is Maddie Dawson and Medley with Maddie YouTube Television. Bye bye.